Hey you guys, so I wanted to show you something really easy and cheap for some people to do if you want to do it. If you guys like doing that stuff, some people might. I like doing this kind of stuff, and since this bedroom set that I have did not cost me anything, and I am going to sell it because I don't want it anymore, but I need to make it look a little better. Because as you can see, it's not very attractive. So it's kind of old school, vintage 70s. It's all wood. There's no like plastic or anything. It's all solid wood. So I'm going to chalk paint it, and I'm going to refinish it and antique it. And it's so easy to do. I already completed the nightstand. So what you guys need if you want to do this, because the chalk paint is like super expensive. It's like anywhere from $20 to $30 something for a little tiny can. I went to Walmart and I got the Color Place interior latex and trim paint, and it's flat, and I got it in the color called Smoky Blue River. And then I bought from the hardware store, I got the plaster of Paris because they didn't have it at Walmart, and it comes in like kind of like a milk carton, and it's only like $6.99 at the hardware store. And then this big ass thing of paint was only, I think it was like less than $10, like $9.98. And you don't want to get any like super expensive, heavy, like thick paint, because you're antiquing the product. So you want it to be easy, you don't want it to be really hard to sand off the little edges when you're making it look like an older piece of furniture. So then I got this little old plastic container that I'm going to mix my paint in, and I got several paint brushes. I actually just used these two paint brushes, and this big one I used to dust off the furniture once I sand it. I got different grits sandpaper, then they were only like, I don't know, like 40 cents a piece. This one is, I think it's 100 grit, and then I have 150 grit, and then I have, I think this one's 250 for whenever I really sand down, just to make it like smooth. So, and then you're going to need a measuring cup for your paint, and you're going to need another measuring cup for your plaster of Paris and your water. So I'm going to show you guys how to mix up your paint in just a little bit. I have to sand this dresser down lightly. Hand sand it too. No, you don't, I mean, some people can use sanders, but I prefer not to, because I don't want to sand it down too much. So I just tear off a piece of the sandpaper and roughly hand sand just the top, the sides. I don't need to sand the back. That side, and just the very front of the drawers, and that's it. Okay, so now I am about to take the hardware off of the front of the dressers. So I'm going to open up the drawers and take my flathead screwdriver and start to unscrew each bolt from each piece of hardware. Slowly but surely. And now I'm going to take my 120 grit sandpaper and sand the top of the dresser and the front of the dresser on the dresser, like the front of the drawers. And that's it. I'm gonna grab my paintbrush that I don't use just to dust off all of the wood grain that I sanded down. Okay, now here is the hardware from the front of the dresser, and I am going to grab my Vaspar, I think that's what it's called, Vaspar metallic silver spray paint, and I'm going to put a light coat over the hardware. I'm just sweeping off a little bit of the concrete to make sure there's no dirt. And then I just spray paint a light coat. It doesn't have to be super thick. You just want it to be I still kind of like the darkness to shine through. So I just put like a light coat over it and let it dry. Okay, you guys, and right here, I'm going to take 1/3 cup of plaster of Paris and 1/3 cup of water. Dump it in the little bucket. I actually mixed it up beforehand, so I just did that to show you guys. And you're gonna mix it up really good, and then you're going to add 1 cup of paint. So you just measure it out, 1 cup, and then dump it in your bucket and mix that up, and then you'll be ready to paint. Okay, you guys, so I didn't get to finish the dresser in time to make this video, but I did finish the nightstand, and this is the before and after, and I think it looks pretty good. If you look around the edges, I took some 250 grit sandpaper and rubbed it around the entire piece of furniture to antique it, and then when it was done, I sprayed a clear coat of flat spray paint. It's clear coat to, I guess, what would you call it? Set the paint? Yeah, to set it. And it looks great. I actually took a heavy clothes basket with some clothes and set it on top of the dresser to make sure it wasn't going to leave any indentions or anything on top, and it did not, so the nightstand turned out perfect. Thanks you guys for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. I love you guys. Bye.